Hello, everybody. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV, live with another show. Monday night discussion on America, and we need to have a meeting. We got to have a meeting on what we're going to do, what's happening with Newcastle United. We got a few important personalities related to Newcastle United that are having their opinion about, about what happened during the weekend for the Magpies. So stay tuned. For that, we got Gary, we got Mighty Win, we got D-Man joining us as well. Should have specs coming up at some point in time. How's it going, folks? All good?
Well, good.
Not
All good,
really.
mate. All good.
Well, yeah.
No, it's a Monday after the
We,
weekend before, isn't it? So it's
we
never
meet
going to
up.
be good.
We meet up under uncomfortable circumstances, but it is
Well,
what it is.
not for D man. I've got a bone to pick with D man. He wins money on the
Oh
back of
no.
the tune getting beat.
Yeah, we don't
Uh,
need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that.
come on.
Yeah, 170 quid.
Oh, you
You,
remember?
you bet against the team, man. Come on, man.
No, they were part of my accumulator. Don't worry about that. They're part of my
Yeah, there we
I
go.
Brentford were part of your accumulator.
Two separate bets, mate. Two separate
Shocking.
bets.
Absolutely shocking.
I had to get some joy out of it.
Yeah, there was that. There wasn't much else there, was there?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Demon, you started, man. We haven't heard you on this channel speak on your assessment on the game, which is that was an unfortunate game. We lost it really. I mean, I don't even know, man. It's hard to think how. It's easy to know how, but it's hard to think actually how it happened because professional footballers shouldn't have to defend that poorly, surely. But what do you think?
Yeah, like Eddie Howe alluded to, it was a game of individual and collective errors. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, it was the errors that really made the game, isn't it? Like we arguably we were the better team. We shaded the first half, but we didn't take our chances, and then we just capitulated in the second half. And once again, we were all over the place, and the subs made everything worse. The amount of errors that we made, the costly errors that we made, you can't defend that. And listen, the players had a lot to do with it, obviously. But I don't think Eddie is faultless in this as well, which we can get into. But yeah, I mean, we haven't lost to Brentford before in the league. Well, since they've been promoted, so to lose that, I know they're very good at home and that, but the performance just wasn't up to par, man. And, I feel sorry for the fans that travelled down to all that way. Yeah, not good at all, not good at all.
Mm. Did you agree with the lineup? Oh, I'm in the. I'm
got
here.
an
Whoa.
echo
There
chamber.
we go.
Barry
Now we're
White's
good.
on, man.
My
Barry White's in.
goodness. It's all
He's
over
in
the
the
place, my
building.
soundboard, man. Did you agree with the lineup, the changes in the beginning? Tonali out, and who else was out?
Gordon.
And Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't agree with it, but it wasn't surprising. But due to Eddie Howe's comments, he did say that the couple of players were suffering from fatigue and that. So I weren't surprised to see the lineup. I mean, I would have started Tonali, but yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. But yeah, it didn't surprise me at all. The lineup, to be fair,
Yeah, a couple of lads saying that your mic is a bit low, D man. If you could turn it up, if you can, I don't know if you can really. I know these things are pretty limited.
Yeah.
But hey, thank you to Nick Thornton for becoming a member. Appreciate that. I saw this morning. So good stuff, mate. Thank you so much for that. And if you're not a member yet, please consider doing that and get exclusive content, exclusive full access to our catalogs. But if you can't do that, please do something that's free. Just hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see, and let us know what you think in the comment section below. Of course, you can super chat and donate to the channel, and also obviously highlight your comment and let us know what you think about what's going on. We're in a, I would assume. I mean, I don't know if we're in a dire situation to be honest, but I think that the storm is not over. We still got clouds over us, and the
Sir, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
we can hear you. I think they were saying it's a bit low, but it I mean, look, man, it is what it is. We can hear you certainly though. Thank you to Random Access gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much, mate.
Wow,
Appreciate
thank
that. Memberships have gone to Steve. Let me see right here. We're gonna get it right. Steve Rackham, Matthew B, We got Strip Bear, Pete WW, and Joe Robinson. So there you go. Thank you to all of you. Welcome to the membership club, and consider subscribing to your membership so you can enjoy all the perks after your first month is up. So thank you, Random Access. I'll tell you what, to get us set off, I think we should listen to the man, the myth, the legend, and it's not the mighty Wayne by any means, trust me. It is going to be, though, Alan Shearer. What was his assessment on the game? Because a lot of people give us, just the fans that think something's wrong, give us issues, give us grief because of the way we think. But when it comes to a legend, they say, oh, you're right. So let's take a listen to Alan Shearer. Come on, man. Every time I play something, it's loading. What's the matter, man?
You got too many. What's name's open?
I don't actually.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
No sound.
It's not playing. That's why.
City, they beat Spurs. They
Hold
beat.
on, let me go. There we go. Come on, Alan. Don't leave me hanging, bro. Let me refresh real quick. Come on.
Well,
that's not cool.
I don't like the attitude of several of the Newcastle players. You can't just turn up in the big home games. They drew with Liverpool, they drew with City, they beat Spurs, they beat Chelsea, they beat Arsenal. This is worrying because 2 years ago we were praising Newcastle all the time for their energy, for their closing down, for their pressing. There's none of it. That's not good enough. It's not acceptable. From a Newcastle point of view, defensively, we're all over the place. And it worries me because I look at them and I look at they're lacking the energy that we're so used to seeing a year or two ago. I don't like the attitude.
All right, so that was what Alan Shearer had to say. I mean, I agree with everything he's saying. And but why? What is the reason? If you agree, what is the reason of that? Why are we lacking the intensity? Why are we lacking? Why do we only turn up against big names, big teams? I mean, it is concerning, isn't it?
Well, teams know how to play against us now, don't they? They figured us out. Like when we played against the big teams who have the ball, that plays into our hands because we can sit back and try hit them on the break. But when teams allow us to have the ball, we run out of ideas. There's no creativity. I think the game plan's still the same, and it's not working. And that's part of it. Don't get me wrong. This Brentford game, I agree with him that there was a lack of effort and intensity. That could be down to they exerted themselves against Liverpool, and that's probably why I tried to freshen things up. But it's happening too many times, and I don't think it's just the players. It has to be. It's either the training, or something's not right behind the scenes. Like I can't put my finger on it, but something has to change somewhere in some way, shape, or form because it's going to happen again. We're gonna the cup game against Brentford. We'll probably get up for that, but the two games either side of that will probably drop points. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it is difficult to really say what's going on.
The reason a lot of people are saying we don't do well against the bottom teams is because we face a lower block. You cannot accuse that of Brentford. We weren't facing a lower block against Brentford. It was like D-Man said when in his first comment, it was like basketball. It was just back and forwards, back and forwards, back and forwards. There was no low block from Brentford. We just kind of put the ball away.
I don't think. I mean, I heard you earlier, and I totally disagree. I don't hear about. I don't want to hear about us not finishing our dinner, as you like to call it. There was nothing. That had nothing to do with the offense, with the attack, as you rather hear it being called. It has nothing to do with that. It has all to do with the defense. We were absolute rubbish. And yes, I do agree. If Isak would have scored, well, who knows? To be honest, I don't know.
If Isak
I don't know.
Scored, if Murphy
you don't know
had
that.
Scored, if Tonali had scored,
yeah, but what? It's Tonali that header. Okay, well, I think you're pushing, you're clutching that straw.
They should both have been on target. Both Murphy's and Tonali.
So but again,
have been on target at least.
Again, it's you looking for a perfect team that doesn't exist. Wake up. The perfect team doesn't exist. You don't score every chance you get. I agree that the Isak opportunity should have been scored. I agree with that. He messed up completely. He should have scored that one. However, we were still in the game. In I believe we were up 2-1 at the time. Or when we yeah.
No. We were always
Or no,
down.
we were still 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah,
That would have put us in front.
Okay. So yeah, but I mean they scored so easy. Our defense was absolute
Correct.
trash.
I'm not
Absolute
disputing
trash. If you score that, who knows? Brentford could have scored another goal. They scored 4 for God's sake, so they could have beat us 4-3. So that doesn't. Murphy, I don't know what opportunity you're talking about, Murphy. To be fair, but I put up a poll yesterday, and 300 people have voted. 299 actually, to be exact. What's wrong with Newcastle? Eddie Howe is the problem. He must go. Players are playing rubbish. The board, lack of signings. And the fans' expectations are too high. So 25% said that Eddie Howe is the problem, that he must go. 23% said players are playing rubbish. And 39%, the vast majority of people still, even in the heat of the moment, are saying that it's the board because of the lack of signings. So that tells me that the majority of people are still somewhat backing Eddie to a certain extent.
It's not the lack of signings that lets you concede 4 against Brentford. Let's be honest.
True.
The defense was rubbish, but it was also left exposed. There was no one in the 6th position to protect them. The one that should be there was on the bench. So that goes down to Eddie Howe. Yeah. So you could blame me for that, but you can't legislate for the errors that the defense made. All the backline were rubbish yesterday on the weekend. All of them. Yeah. Especially the centre back pairing. They were awful. Yeah,
exactly.
So it's a combination of a lot of things. But the fact that this keeps happening, you have to point the finger at the management. Yeah, if it keeps happening over and over again, it's something that the manager's not doing or he's doing incorrectly.
But what if he can't get any more out of these players? Certain players.
But what you do is you pick the ones who you can get something out of, and that's
the problem. See, because I'm trying to be positive towards Eddie, but I can't really, because every time I say something.
No. I mean,
no. But I agree with the fact that every time I say something, I answer my own question in my head. I'm like, yeah, but what about this? And then I just contradict myself because I'm trying to be positive. But and he's running out of time. That's a fact. He's running out of time.
Absolutely running out of time. Next 4 games is everything now. The next 4 games are everything.
You see, for me, if I'm honest, if I could just butt in, I think Eddie's answered the question, because nothing's changed in 2 years. And I think that is sometimes the downfall for anything that's successful. Because without change, and D-Man's just mentioned it there, you get found out. So there's been no change of formation. If you've got the same personnel, there has to be a chink. And I've put down here, I'm making some notes while you guys were talking. And I always think like one radical change is better than 20 small changes. So if it just means that you pull one player out of the team, that's going to allow you to create a formation that changes something. It doesn't. I mean, I've put radical. It doesn't have to be radical, but it doesn't. I think what Eddie's got to stop doing, he's got to stop making 3 or 4 on the pitch changes to make one substitution. Because I think, I mean, again, as D-Man just said there, what we noticed again from previous matches is every time we've got that multiple movements across the pitch to try and cover certain areas, there's a degrading in the quality of football. And I think, when everybody's pushing on to try and get that equaliser, you are trying to force the issue, but you've still got the same shape with the wrong people in playing in certain areas. So, like I said, for me, it was quite obvious once Murphy had come off the park, we lost the right-hand side completely. Everything was then going left-hand side. So again, if you're a decent opposition manager, all you do is secure up the shores on our left-hand side, their right-back situation, which what they did. And every time Gordon got the ball, there was 2 or 3 players on him. You stop the outlet. So there's nothing coming from your main side. And that's what you do as coaches. It's like a game of chess. The idea is to get the opposition manager to change to you. And Eddie's being forced into doing these type of things. And everything that he's tried has been totally unsuccessful. When we've gone 2 up top, what you're expecting to see is balls being lumped to the top men, to the guys. So you're progressing the ball quicker up to the top men, because now you're playing with 2 number 9s or a 10, sit like Isaac yesterday. On Saturday, drops into that hollow. What I found was, actual fact, not only does Wilson go missing, but also Isaac goes missing, because you're still not delivering the ball to the front men quick enough. So it seems to me as if we've got, again, I think Eddie's under a little bit of pressure, but he's not under pressure from, us or the board. He's under pressure from himself, because he's trying to make too many changes to get the perfect solution. And you don't do that. It's got to be measured. It's got to be a case of trying to bring in, I've put like reorganization of leadership. I don't see any leaders on the park anymore. We've lost the likes of Trippier. We've lost, anybody else on the park. I don't ever hear or see Bruno actually going up to anybody and giving them a rollicking. It's as if, like, you can make a mistake and you can get away with it in this team. I don't see that in any other team. You've got to have somebody on the park who is willing to come up to you, go face to face with you, and tell you what's gone wrong. And again, is this Eddie's fault to a point where he likes to become, I say mates, but I say mates in speech marks, because I know Eddie's the one that will go into the dressing room during half time and give the lads a bit of a rollicking. We've heard that from Mad Dog. But there's an element to me that I see with Eddie, that he's still too close to the players. And is that the problem? Is the fact that now we haven't got born leaders on the park, we're having to listen to Eddie bark instructions. And again, all that seems to do is create more confusion. So I think, like I say, instead of making major changes, I think what Eddie needs to do is certainly look at the way we play, and like Demon just said, and it may be just the fact that just throwing a body in that 10 slot, playing with 2 6s and a 10, just so we can get the ball with a little bit of quality into that progressive attacking space, where we can keep hold of the ball. Because at this present moment in time, what I see is every time we get the ball in a good position, we lose it so easily, because we then end up with nobody to actually pass to. If you noticed, when Barnes was on the left-hand side before Gordon come on, he had a clear run up that wing, and he was the furthest player forward. He hasn't got the pace to beat any players around him, so he ends up stopping, or then just forcing a ball squared of himself, and it gets interrupted, and it goes back to Brentford. So for me, it's a case of you trying to force things that actually aren't working for you.
Yeah.
Square pegs in round holes come to mind.
I do.
The icing on the cake for me on Saturday with Eddie was,
we got icing all over the place right now, man. Look at the ice. We got a little bit of ice. Don't eat the yellow snow, though. Go on.
Well, the icing on the cake for me, for Eddie's poor performance, every substitution made we look worse. And then to top it off, we're losing 3-2, 85 minutes, and you're always going to get 4 or 5 minutes these days. So you've got 10 minutes to try and get the game back. And what's his final throw of the dice? Put Trips on and take Lewis Hall off. Switch Tino to left. But, what was the point of that? How is that possibly going to help us?
Made no sense.
Get an equaliser. You've got Lewis Hall, who's easily our best attacking defender, and you're taking him off the pub. Got nothing to matter with putting Trips on, whatever. Put Trips on for Tino. Don't change 3 positions to make 1 substitution.
He just ran out of ideas.
And that's exactly what it looks like, D-man. It just looks like he's just chucking the dice and hoping for the best.
So say how it is, man. Is he too far gone? Is he too far gone, D-man?
You look at his post-match interview. He started blaming the weather. Yeah?
I know.
That's desperate.
And the substitutes were too cold when they came on. Man.
It's something that Steve Bruce would have done.
The Brentford substitute wasn't cold when he came on. He scored a goal.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. He looks like a defeated man. He looks like he's void of
He's,
ideas.
he's definitely looking that way. But like I said, when things weren't going well at the start of the season, I said he's got enough. For me, he's got easily enough credit in the bank to give him till Christmas. But again, as I said, I think the squad that we've got right now is good enough to beat Champions League. Now, people will argue that. They keep on putting in the chat, how can we possibly expect to beat Champions League when we're 8th in terms of the wages that we pay
that needs to
and
be
all
gone,
this?
man.
No, it's a valid point. It's a valid point. But I still
I know it's a valid. It's the point. Worst. Forget about Champions League. I'm telling you, you're the one that says that you're hopeful that that's going to happen, based on the facts that we see in front of us. You can't hope that. You can't hope that.
Well,
I can hope anything I want.
If that squad's good enough for Champions League, what's the excuse then? Because he's got no European football. We've got one major injury.
And that's the bigger worry, Dima.
And that's what I'm saying. So then you take everything else out of the equation, and it's down to the manager.
Yeah, but I tell you what, though, a lot of these players need to take responsibility as well. Now, with that, I'm going to lead right. I'm going to hold on, but I'm going to lead right back to Eddie, because J7 played absolutely rubbish, and he's the one that needs to realize I need to take this guy out, but he doesn't do it.
He never does.
Well, if ever he should have been taken off at half time, Saturday was the time. He'd fallen over once minimally and once badly on his shoulder. It was obvious he was carrying it, so he wasn't going into tackles like a tank like he normally does. He should have been off at half time. It wouldn't have cost a substitution slot.
He's gonna go when he gets the next booking. That's when he's gonna get his rest. Until then, he's starting every game because he can play. He can play a multitude of positions. Eddie will always find a place for him in the team.
But my question is, though, Eddie contradicts himself a lot. And even not by speaking, because he did in the press conference, he contradicted himself a lot. But I'm saying he takes Tonali off because he's tired, and I'm assuming that's his excuse. And then he's not afraid to put Longstaff on, which I'll be shitting my pants to put him on. Murphy, well, let me say Murphy doesn't have really much of a, I think he's probably right now the best right winger we got, and that's crazy. But he doesn't think like that against about J7, which
forget J7. Bruno does international duty in Brazil every single time and never gets rested. Tonali plays around the corner and he gets rested because of fatigue. And also look at the Liverpool game. Bruno played very well in the 8th position, Tonali in the 6th. So what does he do? He puts Bruno back in the 6th and he rests Tonali. What sense did Tonali look fatigued when he came on, running around for half an hour? He didn't look fatigued. So why not start him? And if he gets fatigued after that, take him off and bring Longstaff on to shore up the game. Simple. Yeah. For some reason, it's like he doesn't rate Tonali. Tonali has never played badly when he started a game in the 6th position. Never.
There we go.
Yeah. But all of a sudden, you have to rest him. For what? Why are you resting him? It makes no sense.
With 14 games gone, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
I tell you what. Hopefully, this video plays because. I mean, Gary said that Bruno doesn't speak. Certainly doesn't speak. Doesn't seem like he is really a vocal leader on the pitch. But he came out on the post-match comments, and he couldn't have been more blunt. He said, "We're a mess. Our season is a disappointment." And that's my question to the people that just looked at the score sheet, like the mighty win here. Just looked at the score sheet. Man, score sheet. Let's go drink. Instead of analyzing the games. Because of what Bruno Guimaraes is saying, our season has been a mess. It's a disappointment. That's not the last couple of games.
It's no good saying that after the game to the press. He should be saying that on the pitch to the players.
That's perfect. I agree with you. on that. However, he is analyzing the season, which you said we played great against Brighton. We played against Everton. We played against all these teams. But Bruno is telling you our season is a mess. Let's take a listen to Bruno Guimaraes, and hopefully this thing plays, or else I'm knackered. Come on, man. Don't do me like this, bro. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to keep playing it and see if it plays. Let me refresh it. But regardless, those are the big. I mean, Bruno was pretty cutthroat. Now, yes, I agree. He needs to say it on the pitch. But And we're going to get into that tomorrow if we have any.
And he needs to perform on the pitch as well, by the way, because he hasn't been at his brilliant best.
No, he hasn't.
I mean, you've also got to take into account, we see a lot of these guys on Newcastle TV doing all sorts behind the scenes, fun stuff. When you're performing like this, isn't it about time you took them out of that? And this is what I said about making changes. Sometimes you have to take a little bit of that fun away because you're not playing to the levels of you having the time to go and have fun. Now, I know it's all PR, and I know these guys are being told what to do. I mean, I just watched the one where you got Miggy and Anthony Gordon cooking some food, and Bruno's in the background.
I don't think that's the time. This is the time to do that crap, man.
Exactly.
It's not the time.
And that's what I'm saying. And when they throw it out there on YouTube, us as fans look at that and we're like, yeah, that's great. But absolutely, it feels like you've just picked up that bowl of whatever you're cooking and threw it at us all. And that's what I said. For me, it's about like reorganisation of leadership. And that's not saying taking off the armband off Bruno, but you've got to have more voices on the park. And that, I always say, you work your spine, have voices up and down your spine, because they see the rest of the pitch. So if you've got one player, definitely coming from your keeper, one centre back, one midfielder, one forward, talking to the rest of the boys and leading them. At this present moment in time, the only time I ever see somebody react to something is when we give the ball up or we do a stray pass. I've seen arms go out and drop down, shoulders drop. Yeah, it's like, where's the fight? Where's the fight to go and say, listen, it's screwed up this time, but next time, can you pass it to me feet? We've seen so many errors that have come from really poor passing, and it wasn't just Brentford. It's games before that where they've played crazy balls to the inside of players rather than to feet who were close marked. And you're like, you know what? Where is the basics gone? And that's why I said, for me, Eddie needs just to go back to basics. And if it just means a slight tweak in a formation, a slight tweak in faces. Now, I'll say it and I'll say it again. Even if it means bringing Miley into the group, right? It's a new face. Yep. He's fresh. He's eager. He wants to win. He wants to learn. And he's the guy who could come in, simple thing, and just lift the spirits of the lads. Because it's a new face. It's not, you're not looking at the same faces over and over again.
It's the same thing as when I said about Almiron coming on. I was wrong. Myron will never admit to this, but he was wrong as well. I was wrong. But the thing is, but I wanted to see that option. It's same as I'm asking for Miley. Why can't Miley get minutes? This thing about what he's going to do in 30 years, his knees are going to be gone. I don't give a shit. It's about now, man. Now. I want to see what he can do now. He did decent last season. Why not? And when we didn't have any players, now we have players. Some of them are no good, but still got some bodies in there. Put him on the pitch and see what he can do. He can't play worse. He can't. But then again, we get into the same thing. Eddie Howe has his players, and unfortunately, man, it doesn't seem like he will make any adjustments. It doesn't seem like he will make an adjustment.
Do you trust him to make in January to buy the right kind of player then?
But I'm not giving them no checks.
Well, we need to strengthen the team, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Paul Mitchell.
You're not going to improve the situation without giving them some checks.
No.
Give somebody some checks.
Well, Paul Mitchell got the checkbook. He's going to be buying. He needs to be buying because he's going to be having the clubs back.
Right, but who bought Willasula? Because it wasn't Eddie Howe.
It was Eddie Howe. Well, it wasn't
what's his
Tyndall,
name?
Wasn't it? Jason
right,
Tyndall.
Because Eddie Howe was
Tyndall's recommendation.
Right, yeah. He's hardly kicked the ball. So when Eddie Howe doesn't get his say of the player that comes in, he doesn't play. I'm guaranteed Tonali was not his choice. Tonali was not his choice. Yeah, because if it was, he would have been playing him. Yeah, he plays.
I don't necessarily get along with that.
I don't think Tonali. Why
I think he's
Mighty win. He cannot have wanted him because he doesn't play him. He is the one guy he does not trust. He puts him on when the potatoes are hot. He puts him on when you're down, trying to fix me something, man, because if not, I'm going to get sacked. But he doesn't trust him. Why does he always choose this, take him out for a long stay? He never does it to Bruno. He never does it to J7. He never does it to to any of the lads, man.
Well, the trouble is, as we've said time and time again, he doesn't do anything proactively. It's all, he sticks them on after we've gone 3-2 down, instead of doing it beforehand, for to try and get something to happen to get us 3-2 in front instead of 3-2 behind. They scored in the 56th minute. On come Gordon and Tonali in the 60th minute.
Yeah, but he's the first one to come off,
which I think was the first time the ball went out after that.
And the thing is, I feel like, again, once again, we into the same thing, because if you listen to us every day, it would feel like I am getting paid by Tonali, which I wish I was, but I'm not, to say these things. If Tonali played every game, you would never hear me talk about him, ever, because it will make sense for him to be on the pitch. Now let's move on to the next problem. But he shoots himself in the foot, in my opinion, when he just doesn't play the best players. To me, he does. I don't know. Well, Gordon hasn't been having a great season, but then he gets him off for Harvey Barnes. I thought that turned out well. It did. Did it not? He played decent. He gave a ball away, obviously. Yeah. He gave a ball away. Yeah, you can give me. I mean, you can say that.
He scored.
Should it?
Great assist.
But yeah, no, I know. But I mean, but at the end of the day, though, it's just that midfield, and it's not about goals, man. It's about the defense. And at this point, if they score on us so easy, what are the solutions? Lloyd Kelly, you put Lloyd Kelly there. He would never substitute Byrne. Never. He's another Longstaff, another Murphy. He would never get Byrne out. What are you going to do? You're going to do the same with Shearer. Shearer is another guy that's been playing not good at all defensively.
He's probably hoping that Botman comes back to full fitness and we get the Botman from 2 seasons ago. Yeah, so we can partner Shearer or whatever it is until the end of the season. Because I don't think we're going to get another centre back. Like, he wants Mark Gray, doesn't he? And I don't think he's going to get him at this particular point in January. So
I think listen. If we don't bring a right centre back in the window, it's just proof positive that the PIF have had enough of Eddie.
I don't think the PIF.
I don't think it's got nothing to do with that. I do think we will be looking at bringing somebody in. The biggest problem is, and I keep saying, everybody you speak to that have been part of the journos, talked to Eddie, you spoke to, all of them now have come out and said we sell to buy, or at least we buy now. We have to sell in June, so we still have to be very careful on how much we spend. The biggest problem is like I say, where do you go and spend whatever money you've got? Because we're desperate at right centre back and we're desperate at right wing. So do you cut your losses and say, I'll bring in a right centre back and look for somebody on loan for the right wing, future-proof it and say we'll loan to buy? Or how do you go about it? I mean, obviously there's talk now about this lad at Boca, Zenon, who, potentially could come and for £15 million. But, Foxy was saying he's a good player. I mean, I don't know much about the lad.
I don't think he.
What position is that?
He's
right
a
wing.
midfielder.
Well, he's a left. He plays left midfield for Boca. Well, he plays across the middle, but he's a left footer.
Let's be honest. Whoever comes in, he's going to wait about 5 or 6 games before he gets a sniff.
Yeah, exactly.
I was about to say the same, because I don't even think he would put Botman in like that straight away. I think he would just wait Botman another month, or just getting 2 minutes a game, if that really. And then it's just the same thing, man. Because I don't know, man. I'm kind of out of energy when it comes to this, because it's the same thing every time, and I'm trying to avoid saying it, man. But he is literally burying himself. Let's go with some comments though and see what the people are saying. Man, we got a lot of comments, so let's go and see what's happening here. Don Milburn, gonna catch up on it later, lads. But before the show starts, I just want to say I disagree with Win. There you go. Mighty win 8 for Byrne. Time for a straight jacket. How can you have given Byrne an 8? He was part of that weak defense. He did, man. He did.
Tell me what he did wrong.
He was rubbish. And by the way, on the Wissa goal, he just let him shoot, both him and Shearer. Yeah, and yes, Harvey Barnes made the numpty play, but you still don't give up on the play. So Wissa just came on, let him shoot, and after that, he hugs Shearer from behind and gives him a kiss, and just I don't know what the hell is, like that Titanic scene, man. What the hell? it was absolute rubbish, man. You cannot be blinded, bro. Like, seriously, man.
No one deserves an 8 from that game.
No way. How can you give anybody an 8 after that rubbish performance, man?
Because it was a good all-round performance, and he had that super clearance off the line.
If you concede 4, no defender deserves an 8. None.
No, you cannot.
But the point
So
I'm making is it wasn't down to Dan Burn that were conceded 4.
It was down to him and everybody else.
It was down to Lewis Hall and Tino Livramento and Shearer.
Except Burn. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
exactly. That first goal, Lewis Hall made the initial error, but when he and Bruno's come centrally, both the centre backs backed off him. Both
exactly. On both shots. They shot so easy.
The first goal is down to Lewis Hall, and
no, because you make the mistake of giving the ball away. That doesn't. Oh, actually, well, that's Harvey Barnes. Lewis Hall. I was actually watching that play. Lewis Hall could have went for the tackle. I agree. Could have went for the tackle. And I always, when I look at these plays, I put myself in the play, and I say, okay, right here, I'm going for the tackle. And when I thought that, here comes J7, and that's when I think Lewis Hall might have thought that J7 was going to do something. And he backs off, and then Boomer gets the shot out. The welcome Specs to the building.
Dan Burn was covering Wissa. He tracked Wissa back all the way from the centre circle.
Boomer, man.
And he's got to stay on Wissa because otherwise, Burma's got a simple 3-yard ball to pass him.
First of all, I don't think that's true anyway. But Mbeumo was not passing that ball anyway. He's scoring. Welcome Specs. How you going, man?
Yeah, man.
All good.
Feeling how you lot are feeling. Yeah, I'm
sounds
right,
like us, didn't he?
Man,
I'm ill. I'm sick. But yeah, man. As you said, you see, we'll have a little chat. I think some serious questions and conversation need to be had. Obviously, I'm 37 minutes late, so I don't know what you lads have covered or not covered. But yeah, man, I'm all for it, man.
Well, what do you think about the performance on Saturday, man?
You know what's sad? Initially, I didn't think it was bad to start off with, apart from the usual week in, week out self-inflicting moments. I think, but then just capitulated, and especially when it got to 3-2, I just knew the players wouldn't have the heart for it. They had good subs on the bench. We looked worse as the subs came on, and I don't know what's going on, bro. Like, there's so many questions to be had, and Nick Pope, don't let me get started on Nick Pope, because I've been consistent on this Nick Pope thing going back from the get-go, from we signed him. You get what I'm saying? So that's another separate conversation. But the defense ain't looking right, looking slow. Then you got the keeper like that. I don't know who are set piece coaches, and if you have got one, it needs to be sacked because they're nicking the living. I don't know. There's so many different factors, and obviously the buck stops with Eddie Howe. I've been an advocate for Eddie Howe. I'm still an advocate. But it's hard to defend the indefendable, man. So I don't know what you guys think. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think he's screwing up, but I don't think time has run out yet. I don't know about you, but it is running out nonetheless. It is running out. So
to be honest, sorry, Chris. To be honest, it's mad, because I'm like you. Like, I don't want to say it's run out, and like I said, I'm an advocate. I know D-Man thinks different. You get me?
It's done, man.
But no, a lot of men feel about it. But for me, what's hard for me to, I think because I'm biased, because I like Eddie. You get what I'm saying? It's a bit personal from before Newcastle. But for me, it's like, I can't see nothing changing, bro. I really can't see nothing changing. What's going to change? I can't see nothing changing. I think has it hit the ceiling? I don't know. Do you need a different voice, different tactical nous? There's no plan B, C, or D. So it's a 4-3-3. Do you get what I'm saying? So teams know us now. They know, like, boy, if it goes wrong for Newcastle, they haven't got anything else up their sleeves. So I don't know. And for me, the way Eddie plays, what we've been always known for is running. Is runners. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to run for the team. And if that ain't really there at times, it's a big problem. So I don't know, man.
And I think it's the lack of alternatives that's keeping him in the job. Yeah, because there's no standout candidate that you could say that can replace him that could, take us further at the moment.
But that's why I think that they're being smart about it. Paul Mitchell, I tell you what, man, I think Paul Mitchell is already made up his mind because of I'm just assuming from what we perceive, or I can perceive from him when he they declare something or when when the camera's on him. I don't see. Look, if a DOF is backing the manager, he could come out and say, "Listen, man, Eddie Howe is our man. We're going to now." He doesn't have to do it. He's certainly not doing it, and I think
the dreaded vote of confidence.
That's it.
And I think that he's already he's already made up his mind, and I think he will be the one making a decision, along with maybe Darren Neals. I don't know if he's going to be there for that. I don't know what's going on with Darren Neals at the moment, but I don't think it's PIF saying. I don't think the Prince Mohammed bin Salman is going to stop what he's doing to say, Eddie Howe, man, what we're going to do with him. No, I think it's the people in the club. That's what PIF appointed Mitchell and the CEO to do a job. I mean, they can't. Or unless I'm wrong, but I don't. I think they're the ones that are going to make that decision, and I just feel like this is the chronicle of a foretold death. I'm telling you, man. I've said it before. I know those are some Shakespeare words. Mighty win, like kind of your time.
He's got a 4-game season now for me.
No, but so you're saying though that he needs to get results right now in December.
Yeah,
I say 3. I say 3 games because we got Leicester, the Cup, and then Ipswich. If he doesn't win all those 3 games, I think it's it.
I think so. Well, I think he's got to. I think he's got to beat Ipswich, Leicester, and Aston Villa at home, and he's got to beat Brentford and Nickel.
Damn, man,
we ain't getting 4 wins from those. We're not.
So if we lose against Leicester this weekend,
we're not losing that game. We're not.
Hey man, I tell you, let me tell you something.
Bro.
Let me tell you something. You better stop playing.
We might not win, but we're not.
Hey, never say.
We're not losing that game. We might not win.
If we lose the game against Leicester,
we're not.
There is no way that we're going to be within 3 points of Champions League.
Forget Champions League.
Forget that, man.
I'm not
Europe's done, bro.
I'm not forgetting it.
We're not getting. Hold on. Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool.
Everybody playing against each other. There's no reason why we couldn't be top 6.
But that's because if they keep performing the way they're doing, the top teams, there's every reason to make us think that we're not even.
No. But they can't because they're all playing each other.
No. Top 6 is doable. Top 4 is not. Top 4 is not doable.
Yeah, of course it's doable. It's doable.
Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea.
They're not going to slip.
We'll get to within 3 points before January, and then we'll buy some players.
We got an issue with Demon's mic. It's a little bit low. Let him speak, man. Don't try to overpower him, man.
There's no way we're finishing above those 4 teams. None. No, not a chance. Yeah, not a chance. As bad as Man City are, they're a lot better than us. Yeah, it's not happening.
We'll see.
Not happening.
I don't think, bro. To be honest with you, like I don't want it to be a party blooper and that, bro. There's no Europe happening this season, bro. That's a wrap. I'll tell you that from now, bro. And I feel silly going on all these podcasts, fighting the corner of our beloved Newcastle fans. Exactly. People laughing at me when I said top 4, top 6, bro. No, it's good. Like Wynn's got hope in that, and it's not mathematically, it's not off. Like it's not like it's over. But the way we're going, as it stands, I can't see nothing changing. It's just going to be the same thing. I think it's going to be a nothing season. We're just going to end up finishing 11th or 12th. I genuinely believe that.
So, but we can agree, obviously, that there's no problem of none of that. We don't have no, because some people, some people having that issue. There's no because if
what's that?
Relegation,
basically.
Man.
Oh, shut up.
You gotta learn some gang signs, man. We sometimes we just gotta throw gang signs, bro. But I don't think that's the issue. But I mean, look, man, we're mid-table as hell right now.
That's why I said nothing season. Because I said it could be a nothing season.
We're a mid-table team.
We're mid-table manager. We've got a mid-table manager. Let's have it right, bro. Let's have it right. This is the 1-5, drawn 5, lost 5. That's what.
Okay, but you're a '90s guy. Specs is '90s. Gary's '90s. Mighty Win is 20s, but he was alive in the '90s. And I was born in the '90s. But so I'm a young guy, and I had a conversation on X with some NUFC fans that said Eddie Howe is the same as Bobby Robson and Kevin Keegan. And I said, I don't think that's the case whatsoever.
Not
Because if it was Kevin Keegan, if it was Bobby Robson, I know a lot of people compare Bobby Robson's last season with this. I don't know, but if I was me, I would give Kevin Keegan an opportunity to finish the season, get it done, and he probably still have a lot of credit to get it turned around. Eddie Howe is not that. So fans need. What do you guys think? You 90s people.
You should never compare Eddie Howe to those two. Never.
You can never compare Eddie Howe to Bobby Robson. Not right now. If Eddie had like, let's say he finished in Europe this season and next season, it depends. But Robson, it's a different thing in it. He came in, he saved us. Then we finished what was it? 4th, 5th, then 3rd. Is that correct? That's how the order went. If I'm correct, it was 4th. No, 4th. Was it 3rd, 5th? I can't remember. But he consistently was in and around the Champions League. Yes, that season you had to qualify for it if you finished 4th or even 3rd. And I think we messed up against Partizan Belgrade. Sorry,
one of the big.
Yeah, remember that? You remember that, bro? I couldn't believe that. Yeah. So, but it is what it is, isn't it? But now Robson's a different. Let's not do. Let's as a manager in general. Let's not do that.
Keegan had us dreaming of the title and played.
Exactly my point.
We were entertainers. We played good football and dreaming of the title.
But the mighty win because
Keegan broke the world transfer record on the way to it. We had the highest transfer record in the league, and we had the highest wages in the league next to Man United.
Why are you yelling, man?
He's passionate, man. I hear him.
But that's just the reason why he's not up.
But different times though. Let's not get it twisted though. Different times, man. Different era in terms of quality and how people are spending that.
But Kevin
Forget
Keegan,
what they had. Forget what they had for money. For me, it's personality. They had passion. They had desire. They told you exactly what Again, you look at what Kevin Keegan said. He came out and confronted Man U and say, like, I hope they lose. And it's like we don't see that passion anymore. We haven't seen that passion at all from Eddie Howe. He's not sounded anybody out. He's not. I don't know. People say that you don't throw players under the bus. I mean, it's the first time in a long time I have actually heard him say, "You can't defend like that and win games." Now, if that, to a degree, I suppose that's throwing people under the bus because you're isolating one area. But at the end of the day, it's got to be a little bit about charisma. Now, if he's not showing that charisma on the training ground, where's the drive? Where's the lift to the players?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, if you're not drawing the crowd in that are watching these guys week in, week out, how the hell are you going to draw the players' attention?
But I'll tell you this though, and I expect you weren't here when this was happening, but we had a community poll in the community of the channel, and still 38%, 20-something say Eddie Howe needs to go, but 38 say that the fault is Paul Mitchell or whatever because of the lack of signings. 38%, that's still the majority, and so to a certain extent,
we have to separate. We have to talk about this.
Man.
Paul Mitchell has been here for 5 minutes when that window was open. Yeah, so you cannot blame Paul Mitchell for what the incompetence of the board. Judge Paul Mitchell on January and the summer coming, not the last summer. What was he supposed to do when he came in? What was he supposed to do? Eddie wanted.
He had 2 months though.
He said, "I'll try get Grahey for you," and Palace held us over a barrel. But Eddie Howe said it was Grahey or nobody. So what's he supposed to do?
I don't believe Eddie Howe said it's Grahey or nobody.
Well, whether he did or not, Paul Mitchell didn't have time to work on his own targets and maybe to persuade Eddie to go for alternatives. So we didn't go for any alternatives. So judge him on the January.
I would have thought that Paul Mitchell would have folders full. He was only actually at the club for 2 months.
Right.
But he was sitting in the background.
But you're telling me, hold on,
was on his garden leave.
Now I'm going to play devil's advocate. You're going to tell me that a DOF like Paul Mitchell can't get a deal done in 2 months?
For who?
Well, that's what
anybody.
Yeah.
He's talking about. Matty Wynn is saying that we have books of players that he could have chosen.
Apparently Eddie was on the same wavelength. Anyway,
I'm saying Paul Mitchell would have a book of players.
Yeah. So how come we didn't sign anybody?
Because Eddie Howe's a control freak. He says,
so we got to get to it then. Let's get to it then.
And it's a bit messy anyway because you got Paul Mitchell, then you got I think one of Eddie Howe's family members, Andy Howe, as a scout. So where's the balance? Like who's ready calling the shots? Do you get what I'm saying? So that sounds a bit messy behind the scenes anyway. But hopefully that's sorted out. But bruv, irrelevant of transfers or who comes in or out, bro. On the pitch, it's just not happening, regardless. Do you get what I'm saying? You can add someone, add a little spark or whatever, but the structure of the team and how disjointed it is on the pitch, it doesn't matter who you bring in right now. You need to start off with the basics again. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's my thing. Transfers for me, that's not even. We've got good enough players, bro. We've got good enough players as it stands to do better than this.
If you look at the, let me see. I'm actually going to put up a table right there, man, because I want to know. Is it that the league is this competitive, or should we be better than mid-table 12 right now? Because I know you're not going to tell me that what is it, Brentford are above us? Yeah, well, they certainly are because they beat us, and they were above us before we played. Are they better than Newcastle? Let's say how it is, because if that's the truth, then we just gotta. Then the problem is the fans' expectations.
Bro, we've got play.
Well, there's certainly a bit of that.
Hold on, let's go back to when we did the review, right? The Brentford review. How many of their players got into the Newcastle team?
No,
not
even.
There was one, wasn't there?
Yeah,
there was one. We said we'd have Wizard on the bench. Yeah, exactly. So I think that speaks volumes. If everybody's saying that we've got a better team on paper than what they have, the only thing that they've got better than us is Thomas Frank, surely. Because if he's motivating a lesser team and lesser players to go and stick 4 past us, then surely the answer is the manager or the coach.
I'm not even gonna argue with her.
But hold on though, because Aston Villa are 6. I mean, we would love to be 6, to be fair. But everybody was thinking Aston Villa was going to be this amazing team. I mean, they're 6. I can't. Brighton better than us. Bournemouth better than us. Brentford, Fulham are better than us. Are we better than Man United?
Why have I got an echo?
I think it might be. I think it's Demon's his thing, but. But the question is, man, are we better than those? Are they better than us?
All those teams they're better organized than us. They're better drilled. They can switch up their style of play. Look at Fulham. Fulham know when to play defensive and then when to play offensive, and they've got quality players. They've got creative players as well. We don't have creative players. We don't have creative players. All them other teams have got most of them other teams have got creative players. We lack one. We lack one.
How many of those teams that you've just mentioned play 4-3-3?
A few though. You got a few maybe.
No. They're 8.
Let me look at Aston Villa, man. Let me see what Aston Villa.
Oh, they definitely got a plan B. I'll tell you that.
Well, that could be an option. I think a 4-3 fixation is a kind of a 2010
it's
thing.
A massive issue, mate. Yeah.
I don't mind a 4-3-3, bro. But for me, when things ain't going right, like even Lopetegui, who's having a nightmare at West Ham, he will still try and change it up, bro. Have a different plan. You got to have a different plan when things are going wrong. You can't just always think just chucking on subs is gonna save the day. You got to have a different plan. And it's not hard to ask for. Every week they go to training. So what are they doing in training then? Just the same old thing. It doesn't. I
don't know, because I think there's a common theme at Newcastle now, which is if you have a week to train, you churn out a shocking performance. Because every time we've had a full week off, the following performance has been shocking.
1 game a week, man. It's crazy. And you can't keep turning up against the so-called big boys. And then you play, bruv, I've still got that West Ham game rent-free in my head. I haven't even got over that yet, let alone what's gone on since then. And that Palace game. Do you get what I'm saying? And Nick Pope, we got to talk about it, bruv. Has to be spoken about.
Well, we're gonna get into that. D-Man, is there a way that you can check on your audio settings if you got echo cancellation on? If you can hit that. Now, Spec, you've been on that. Actually, months ago, you brought up the Pope thing. Everybody disagree with you.
Bro, every Newcastle pod, bro. I've been calling it out from the get-go. Go on, sorry.
No, but so you now see something that's proving your point. Pope is not up to task. But what do you blame on him?
I think fans did see it, but our fans are so like, and it's good. That's a testament to our fans. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, but I knew what would happen was when things start going wrong as a whole. That's when you get me. I've seen some different podcasts proper calling him out, bro. Even worse than I'm calling him out. But to me, it's no shock to me. Like, I knew this was coming. I've been seeing this. You get what I'm saying? Nick Pope, and before the narrative used to always be, but Specs, he's a great shot stopper though. And I was like, but all the madness that he does or is not capable of, it overrides all that, bro. I think the goalkeeping game's changed, bro. From having a tool, like more time, there's not really crosses again in the box again. Everything's changed. It's all to do with your feet as well. I think he's got an issue on his left-hand side as well. I think there's times he doesn't want to dive because of his shoulder. I don't think he's comfortable. I think he's second thinking things. He used to be a forward-thinking goalkeeper before. Now he's scared to come forward. Bruv, Nick Pope is done out here, bro. There's a reason why you got championship keeper ahead of him going into the England squad, bro. He's 33, bro. Pope is done out here, bro. So you can fix all the problems you want. If your goalkeeper ain't at it, it's long, bro. I don't think the defense trusts him, and vice versa. Nick Pope is done out here, bro. It's criminal, and it's not a malicious attack towards him personally. It's just the clientele at hand. It's not it. Now people will say, "Oh, Specs, what? So you want the Bravka in?" Bro, call me crazy. I said I prefer the Bravka overall, or I'd rather have him in there than Pope from the get-go anyway. They're both not good keepers, bro.
I'll tell you what,
I'd rather have the Bravka in there.
Nick Thornton here, Pope distribution is Sunday League standard. And he certainly, that last play, man, I was so mad.
Bro, it's shocking.
That was shocking, that one. But we're getting near an hour. D-Man, you probably got to go. So last thoughts, man, what's going on, man? What?
Just out of it, I've just had a quick check-up. Brighton had 14 days to prepare for the Brighton game.
Never mind, D-Man, you're just going to hang around.
Albeit that, I had some of the internationals away who weren't training. Fulham, 6 days. West Ham, 15 days to prepare. And Palace, 5 days to prepare.
So what that mean?
What do you mean?
There's no excuses.
We're pathetic, absolutely useless.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
Well, we've been telling you. I'm glad you realize. Man. You're joining the club. I love it.
Yeah. Not yet. I'm not on the dark side yet.
Well, I'm not either. I haven't said that.
Four games.
Why not?
4 games to rescue the season.
Because I feel like, first of all, most importantly, the club is number one, and I think that the club don't know who the clear target would be of this man. I don't want another gatekeeper. I don't want another Eddie Howe. I'm sorry.
So how bad would it need to get before you say it's time for him to go?
We need until the end of the season. End of the season. I'm still.
So supposing we're 16th by game.
Your mic is
game
perfect
week 20.
now, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Supposing we're 16th by game week 20. Yeah. Are you going to say that's you'll still wait till the end of the season?
No, I'm.
But so we've me and you we've come to an agreement that European football is over. So.
Well, it's not over. It's not over.
It's over,
it's a wrap, bro.
We can get 6th. That's the highest we can get.
But look, who is dropping off then out of these teams?
I still expect us to finish above Brentford, Fulham, and Brighton for starters. I think we're good enough to finish above those 3 teams. Yeah, I don't know who that leaves after that. The Chelsea, the Villas, and I think between Chelsea, and Man United,
already above Man United.
No, but they're our competition. Man United are our competition. Yeah, don't write them off. Yeah, but the only teams that I expect to finish above us are Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool,
City.
Man City, yeah,
Villa,
and Villa. Possibly.
So Brighton, bro. How can you write off Brighton though, bro?
So I'm not writing them off, but I think we're good enough to be above them, to finish above them.
That's 5 teams right there.
Yeah, so I said 6th. I said 6th.
Yeah, but you don't think Man United are going to wake up at some point? You don't think that Spurs are going to?
They're our competition. That's what I'm saying. But we're good enough we're good enough to finish above those. I'm not saying we will, but we're good enough to finish above those teams, especially Spurs. Spurs are garbage.
Yeah, well, they're all garbage. Man United is garbage. Well, they just sacked Ashworth and everything. But at the end of the day,
we're garbage too, bro. We're garbage too.
We're garbage too, but that's what I'm saying.
So who's the best of the garbage? Is it going to be who's the best of the garbage then, isn't it?
I got no hope, bro. I can't even predict no more, bro. I'm just confused with Newcastle. I don't know whether we're coming or whether we're going, bro. You know what I'm saying, D-man? I don't know whether we're coming or going, bro. So I don't even think no more.
But I think the next 3 games will tell us all we need to know about Eddie Howe. Yeah, if he doesn't get 3 straight wins, then that's it. Especially if he goes out the cup as well.
My thing is,
So that's the cup, isn't it?
Yeah,
I would love to have Europe, obviously, every month. I think it's gone. I think it's gone. So based on my theory,
see what you're saying in 4 days.
I told you if we make Europe, I'll shave my head on the live show. I promise you, I will shave my head.
But then if you don't think we're going to get Europe, why are you keeping him on then?
Because we need to get the right manager. Who is it out there? Who did we just say, hey man, you ready? Nobody. There's not a single person.
Who's good enough? Who at the end of the season, who do you think is going to be available?
But you got
good enough that's not available now.
You never know, brother.
I think you could. You might be able to persuade Xabi Alonso. That's my favorite one. You might be able to persuade Terzic. I don't think he's got a job.
Exactly, Terzic is available now.
But I wouldn't write or discard my man Allegri. A lot of people talk crap about Allegri. Allegri rode the Serie A, the best team. Some say the best team in Italy's football, Juventus, for 10 years. The man won it back with the pressure of Inter Milan, everybody. So I think he's a winner. I think he's a silent. I think he's not a pretty winner, but he's a winner nonetheless.
Good point. But do you think any of those Xabi Alonso or Allegri are going to come to Newcastle when they're not in Europe? Or they're more likely to come.
Yeah, when, but you're going to have to persuade them. But
how are you going to persuade them?
No, but that's what you tell them, Allegri. This is your job, bro. You're going to make us European. We're going to pay you good.
With what money? Apparently we're hamstrung by PSR. Man. Yeah. So we've got no Europe. So then where's the money going to come from? Unless you're going to sell the Isak and which money is going to come when you sold your best players? Exactly. So you might as well get someone in now and see if they can get us to Europe, yeah? And then you can convince some of your players to stay. Terzic, bruv. You got Terzic. You got Conte out. Try get the Bournemouth manager. Try get Areola.
No. But see, that's the thing, because now you're going to bring the Bournemouth manager. He's going to be a numpty. And then what? You got somebody with a contract.
No, man.
You're going to get into to the vicious cycle of sacking managers and getting managers just because. You've got to have a plan,
Eddie Howe's had 3 years. Yeah? I'm not saying
I'm not saying. Look, I'm telling you, I think.
Look at the squad that Eddie Howe inherited.
Right. But do you trust Eddie Howe to get the right type of player in January to change the way he plays?
Yes, I do.
No.
Why? Where's your evidence?
No. What is your evidence? Exactly.
He signs the same kind of player every single time.
Because
runners and athletes.
When he got the players in, when he got the players that he got in January 22, 21.
And this is the problem. We're going on 2 years ago. Football's moved on. He hasn't.
And by the way, who did we sign in 22 that's playing amazing right now? Who?
Well, not Botman because he's injured, but Bruno, Trips, Burn.
Trips is going.
Tripp is gone, man.
Pope
what are you talking about?
Yeah, I know they're gone now, but I'm saying when he could go and buy good
because
players.
They served the purpose. They saved the purpose mainly to save us from relegation.
And they got us to Champions League.
Yeah, we were a surprise package. Now we're not. Yeah, everyone's figured us out. That's the whole problem.
Well, no, because we had a good defense then.
No, he wants Burn on the left. He wants Burn on the left.
Who?
This guy?
That was what got the Champions League.
No, we didn't.
You want Burn on the left when we got Lewis Hall playing out of his skin?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
He's looking back, basically.
But last season he wanted him on the left, and it's over, man. That was a one-season wonder. We don't know how it happened.
I hate Burn on the left.
Come on, man.
That's crazy.
And actually,
everybody hates him on the left, and yet when he played on the left, we had the best defense in the league.
By the way, it's a lie that he was a left back. It's a lie because at the end of the day, they formed a back three with center back, Shearer, Lascelles, and
no. He became left back
every now and then he would go forward.
When Target got injured against Brighton. Target got injured against Brighton, then he had to move Burn to the left-hand side, and then he stuck for there for the whole season. And it worked, he did it. But last season, it didn't. He was getting skinned left, right, and centre.
It only worked because we used to use Trippier then going up the right-hand side.
Right.
So everybody swung back to
stay.
the three.
So Burn could
and that's why he got so many assists. But we didn't have anything on the left-hand side. Everything was coming right
exactly. So Tripper would go and Byrne would stay with Shearer and Lascelles, and they would. That's why if you right now, if Eddie
What
said
you talking
this,
about, Lascelles? Man, Lascelles never
no, sorry,
played a game.
What are you talking about, man? Lascelles was starting last season, a lot of the games.
Last season he was with the injuries, but not the season we're talking about.
Who was the center backs then? If Byrne was playing on the left,
Shearer and Botman.
Okay, then. So that's what I'm talking about. Not Lascelles, but Botman. They would form a line of three when Tripper would go nonstop forward. That's what.
Correct.
So
in essence,
in essence, that was you can say if right now Eddie Howe changed to a back five with three center backs, that might work better defensively. You still have Lewis Hall on the left and Livramento on the right. You will have to sacrifice a midfielder, which God forbid Eddie Howe will never do.
We know who that would be.
It would be Tonali. And that's a fact. So, but I'm just saying, man. But you're not mentioning Miguel Almiron, by the way, who Jam Stasher kindly brings up right there. Miguel Almiron was amazing, and he was one of the reasons of why we finished in Europe.
He was helping trips out at the back.
He had a purple patch.
Yeah, just like
Byrne had about up front, but I'm talking about throughout the season.
Just like Byrne had a purple patch.
His work rate was non-stop in covering for trips when he was going forward.
Just like Byrne had a purple patch.
He scored the goals that he scored was so important, and that was his purple patch. Yeah, and then he reverted to type.
The thing is, we come up with.
I've got a new contract.
We've talked about for an hour, and we come up with no damn solutions on what's going to happen. We just because look, I don't want to say it, but we don't really think. Do we? Any of us think that this is going to change?
No. Nope. Not changing, bruv.
I predicted 14, didn't I? How many weeks ago?
That's embarrassing.
Nothing's changing, bro. It is what it is.
I mean, the facts were in front of us. I mean, that's what I kept saying to you. But I said to you, if we carry on this form, and that was when we were getting points. Remember that? That was when we were sneaking wins. And I turned around to you guys and I said, if you look at the way we've played with our XG and everything else, if we continue this vein, we'll drop down to 14th place. We're now 12th.
Well, that's
I agree, bro.
Exactly. And the mighty win used to tell us we're playing amazing. We're scoring. We got the result. So that's why we're amazing.
Amazing.
It was rubbish. We were getting results, but we were playing rubbish.
6 points off 5th.
Exactly. So
we're 7 points off 17th.
All you do is talk points, man.
9 points off 3rd.
All you do is just look. We should just put the table right there.
But that's the frustration win. Every opportunity we have to try.
Correct. The games we should win, we don't win.
So how many points are we off 14th?
2.
Right. Yeah.
That's
what we should be worried about.
West Ham won tonight, so West Ham now are 14th.
Right.
So,
2 points behind. West Ham, who they want to get their manager sacked, are 2 points behind us.
There you go. Tiger Studios wants to join. He's another London mag. He wants to have his say right there. I'm sending you the link, Tiger. So come on. Tiger, we're going to keep our language, though, because Tiger, with the match reaction, he was going off.
He goes.
He was going off. So that's the but why don't you want to say Eddie out then? If you know nothing's going to change.
No, because, bruv, I got a soft spot for Eddie, bruv. No, like, pulls and that. You get me?
Man, what's up with this all soft spot, man?
I got a soft spot. No, because, look what it is. I've always said, innit, like, I'm kind of patriotic, innit? I'm an advocate for British English coaches, bro, because we're lacking them, innit? Like, I keep it real, and I've always been an advocate for it, and I always will be. So maybe that's where the bias comes into it. But, like I said on my live watch-along, bro, it gets to a point where I can't defend it. When people say to me, I want Eddie out specs and blah, 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 I'm just like, no comment. I can't even defend it because I'm like, I can't, how can I defend now? Before I would have an argument. Now it's like, I understand it. People are frustrated. They want Eddie out. They want him out now. Do you get what I'm saying? They want him out after that game. But
I just think that would be a mistake, man. You cannot confirm, D-Man. You cannot convince me that getting Eddie, I think it would just disrupt.
It wouldn't be a mistake though, bro. Like, to get me if you want to move on. But I'm just like you said, who else is out there right now?
If you get the wrong guy, you're done.
You can get the wrong, but give the new manager time to work in a January window to identify some targets to get at least 2 players in, yeah, and just fresh faces, something different. Because the thing is, what's that saying about insanity? Doing the same thing, expecting different results and all that. It makes no sense. Exactly, it makes no sense. Where is the evidence that this is working?
Yeah, isn't it funny how Amorim's got Dan Ashworth the sack because he's come in and said all the purchases that you've purchased are absolutely rubbish. I can't work with them.
Dan Ashworth wanted Eddie Howe and mind you, man, he got sacked. But no, I'm just saying. I just saw that on Twitter, man, that he wanted, which I never believed, by the way.
We can't be too sentimental, yeah. We have
but to me, it's not about sentimentality. It's about not making the wrong move, man. The wrong move. All right, we got Tiger Studios here in the building. He's all the way from what part of London you are, Tiger? What part of London? Tiger.
Oh. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
One second, give me a sec.
You got the echo. Put the headphones on, though, bro.
How's it going? How's it going?
Well, you got to put the headphones on, though, because.
Yeah.
He just got disconnected. But what part of London you on, Specs?
Me, but I'm born and bred Tottenham, bro, innit? But right now,
you're North London. You're North London.
Yeah, but
South London.
I right now reside. I literally, basically, I live right next door to West Ham Stadium, bro. That's where I live right now.
So is West Ham on the east, which makes no sense.
Yeah, West Ham's Stratford East. That's East London. So I'm literally next to it. I can see it from my house. Get me? So that's why you always see me at the West Ham games without fail.
No doubt. That's what D-Man is a Crystal Palace
supporter. He's a Palace boy.
I'm not a supporter, yeah.
I swear he's a ticket holder. You get me? He's a Palace boy, bro.
I go for all the other teams, and I go to see the other teams.
You're right, Eagle, man. He was low key. He was low key.
I gave it to you, bro. This first team. I gave it to you.
Better than this.
But I live close to Bromley Stadium now. I live close to Bromley.
Yeah.
So
you can go to the game though. You can go. Oh no, never mind.
It's away, isn't it? It's away.
Tiger, do you hear us, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
What part of London you calling from, man?
I'm in West London.
Oh, West London. So that means you must be near East Ham United.
No, I'm not.
East Ham.
I'm near QPR.
So what's up, man? Let's try. You can curse really, but when you
I'm not gonna curse.
When you separate words to put the F word in, that's we have an issue. But
what do you want to say? From Saturday, Chris, so I'm all right.
What do you want to say, man? Are you Eddie Howe in?
No. I'm surprised he's still here. Like what D-Man was saying before, like, if Newcastle 16th, are you still keeping Howe? And Chris, you were like, yeah, because the club come first. This is what I was saying, like, after the West Ham game. Like, he could be 15th and he'd still be untouchable, according to these fans. I was like, I don't get it. Like,
according to me, I'm worried more about what we're going to do next. Because I do not want another Eddie Howe. I think we had an Eddie Howe, great, lovely, but we don't want another one. I want an elite manager.
But the thing is, Chris, I don't think the PIF or Paul Mitchell are going to get another Eddie Howe in, like that kind of manager. Like D-Man saying, like Terzic, he'd be a great manager. But I've to fix this mess, right? If Terzic doesn't get like available, I've always said Mourinho should come in. I know you're not going to like it, but he's for the short term. Mourinho will cut. Let's say we get no Europe next season and all the big guns are gone. Isak, Botman, Bruno, all of them, yeah? If Mourinho comes in, he can still attract quality players, maybe on a lower budget, but he can still attract quality players. He'll get rid of the deadwood and he can get us back into Europe playing, I don't know, he'll have a plan fucking B, you know what I mean?
I'll give you that, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, and then maybe he can win us a cup. I wouldn't say like straight away, but the season after, because he always does it in his second season.
And he does it. I'm not opposed to it.
He'll leave the club in flames. He will leave that club in flames, man.
No, but Dima, do you know what? I'd rather have Mourinho, do you know what, saying to these journalists, like, yeah, we're playing shit. We're doing this. Like, if the players are playing shit, he's fucking leaving them in fucking Brentford and they're walking back to St. James's Park. You know what I mean? That's the kind of manager I want, man.
I hear that.
Techie's still. It's 50. Yeah. I hear it. But dangerous. But I hear it. But you know what? It'll
be so fun as well having a manager like that.
Well, I think Mourinho. I mean, some people don't agree, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. But the problem is, you sack Eddie now. Mourinho ain't coming.
Huh? Of course he is.
He can't just unless he has a special clause. Unless he has a special clause in his contract, he can't just say, I'm leaving.
Yes, he can. He will deliberately get himself sacked where he is. Yeah, to come to Newcastle.
You think he's going to say, all right, guys, a couple own goals tonight?
Jose will start thumping up the refs or whatever, get a ban, and he said, "I've had enough." Yeah,
all of that,
listen,
all of
he
that.
don't care. Jose will about I'm a little magpie. Get out of here. Listen, he'd come in a heartbeat. I don't want him, but he'd come in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling him still, but yeah.
I think he will probably get us that trophy, to be honest, because he does it every club he goes to a final at least.
Almost every club.
Almost every club.
Well, Tottenham are stupid because they stacked him.
Well, he got to a final though. He got to a final.
He probably would have won that.
He got to,
but that was financial. Like Levy was being a
Tottenham fan.
So. You get me? No, I'm from Tottenham. Nah, but Levy knew what he was doing. You know, like in your clothes, if you win a cup, he's like, no, I ain't paying him for that, bruv. That was the real reason why he sacked him before the cup final. It's cool.
Hey, this is a good one. Jose never come to Newcastle. Last time he came, some netter assaulted him in the elevator. That's the mighty way.
Yeah.
Stop it.
The mighty way said, leave me alone with him in the elevator, and he'll be a Newcastle manager. Bro, that looks. You might catch a couple of charges, bro. We don't know the mighty Wayne likes to try everything
just
once.
Out of interest, he's on just under £10 million a year at Fenerbahce.
Eddie Howe is on what? 4?
And he's got a year to go. So if you wanted to pay his contract off,
you just gotta wait though.
Whatever, 15 million.
10 million a year. What?
Exactly, bro. Who's it?
He
not
will
paying
get
him that?
himself sacked. He won't care, and he won't care about compensation.
But I agree, he would crawl over a mile of broken glass to take the Newcastle job right now.
This old man. I mean, you live on emotions, man.
Not sure that I want him. I think he might have had his day, but as the lads are saying, he's a proven winner.
Yeah. So just the comments in there. I keep seeing people laughing at the Alonso comment, and I'm like, get me on. Like, I don't think.
They're coming at me with Alonso. Well, Alonso's top manager, man. They're coming at me. You don't think Alonso's is proving himself?
Yeah, but he's not coming. An elite manager is not coming to Newcastle at this point in time.
I want an elite manager, but
he's not coming.
But it doesn't hurt to try.
It doesn't hurt to try. So that's why you get rid of Eddie Howe and try something different, because it doesn't hurt to try. Yeah, get someone better than Eddie Howe. He may not be elite, but Eddie Howe is far from elite. Let's be honest.
But do you think? But how? What sounds persuasive to you? Get you a brand new season. We're gonna sign you players in the summer. When right now we're talking to you in the summer. Right now we're gonna sign you some players. You come over here, sign this. This is the contract, whatever. Or come in right now. Look at this. We're mid-table. Bournemouth on top of us. Brentford. Come fix this hell. That doesn't sound appealing.
So okay. So what quality are you going to sign when you don't qualify for Europe? Who's going to want to come play for Newcastle when they don't play for you? You're not Manchester United. You're not Chelsea. Yeah, you can't afford to not play for Europe to attract players.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, Bruno comes once in a lifetime. Yeah, it doesn't happen. Tonali came because we were playing Champions League football.
And he has some issues, so I think that had to do something with that.
Well, yeah, but then who are we going to get? Which manager we're going to get? What players we're going to attract when we're finishing 8th?
Well, that's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. What players are coming to Newcastle? Because we were talking about it. Do you think Mbeumo really wants to come to Newcastle?
Not anymore. He's got bigger ambitions. He's got bigger ambitions. He can play for any of the top teams. Yeah, Newcastle. What have we got to offer him? Because right now we're below Brentford.
That's so funny.
That's true, though.
That's true. That is a fact, man. It's scary though where we're at, man. We believe you. The people believe you, man. The people believe. And look at this. Look at where we're at. You scammed us all, man. You said everything was gonna be all right. You said we were gonna sign players. You said we were gonna be 3rd. Arsenal was gonna be 8th. So
no. I said we're gonna be 2nd.
That's even worse.
He doubled down.
That's the second.
He doubled down.
And he said he said 2nd without any signings.
With a straight face,
full chest as well.
Absolutely. There's this chest.
Full chest.
I didn't see that episode.
With a straight face, he said.
At least you're optimistic, man.
Yeah, man, but that's what happens.
Optimistic and there's delusional,
isn't it?
Do you know what? Mighty Winners like Ty from AFTV, bare deluded, bro.
Yeah, man.
Nah, this has got past.
Oh my goodness. But look,
never judge a painting when it's half finished.
Well, let me tell you something. You better start judging because it's the painting is. You ain't gonna get any better than that, man. That's what the painting look like right now. That's what I drew while you were talking. That's what the painting looked like. It ain't gonna get any better, man. Trust me. So look, We've had a great show, really good a reunion, really good meeting, but we came up with no solution. So I don't know, or we did come up with an agreement. We just don't want to say it. Specs don't want to say it. D-Man kind of
No. D-Man's on that. D-Man wants him out, bro. He said it loud and clear.
I want to know.
He wants him gone.
To make it clear, I want him out.
Maybe Tiger as well. Yeah. Me, like I said, I've seen other pods. I said I'm losing hope in him, but I'm leaning towards them, man. But I'm not.
I'll push you, bro. I'll push you.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm so far on the fence now, leaning towards the dark side.
I'm leaning, bro. I'm leaning. I'm with win.
But the next 4 games will tell us everything we need to know.
Yeah.
But we said that like 4 games ago.
This
is the problem with the fans, though. It's like
hey, Tiger Studios comes from the chat, man. You cannot lie to him. He comes from the gutter, man. He comes from the chat. He knows what you've been saying every show. I think
the fans are split, bro. Like, there's some fans that are proper, like, will go crazy on you if you dare say Eddie Howe out. And there's some fans like D-Man and Tiger, and you got some fans like me and Win. I think there's 3 separate levels. I don't know what Gary's. Wait, Gary, what are you? Are you leaning? Or you what?
I just listen. For me, it doesn't matter who's in the hot chair. The lads have got to perform, and if this lad isn't performing or making them perform, then get somebody who can. So I back whoever's in the hot seat. Yeah, I'm neither, like I said, I don't hold a candle to anybody that wears black and white because they come and go. What I want to see is the performance levels. And if you can't do it, then somebody has to step in to do it. So, like I say, I don't like to see people or say, I want to sack you or get him sacked or whatever. Because I think at the end of the day, like I said, if me or you, any of these guys in the panel, I said it this morning, if any of us underperformed at work, there's the door, you're gone. There's no emotion attached to it.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. Yeah. For me, if he can prove his worth, performance is it's a results-driven industry. And at this present moment in time, he served the 3 years. And as the Bournemouth fans were saying, the decline happens after the 3rd year. And that's exactly what we're seeing again now. Because it seems as if he runs out of ideas.
Yeah.
Thinking of Christmas.
Willing to learn new ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we know he's got no plan B. Now, what head coach hasn't got a plan B?
That's crazy.
But then why is he coming out like, the first full season, he's coming in podcast saying, "Oh, I learned from Diego Simeone and all these top managers." Like, what
he needs to stop. Look, also, we need to start knowing how to read the room, man. Stop doing cooking videos. Stop going in podcasts. Stop doing all of that. It's raining. It's dark. It is the dungeons right now. It's Hell's Kitchen. We ain't got no time to be going on podcasts. Ain't got no time to be. They went to another podcast with another dude. Adopted Geordies or whatever the hell their name is. We love all channels. All of us is our friends. But the thing is, right now you need to be focused on one thing, because when you lose, it might have nothing to do with it. But once you lose, what did the fans say? Because the guys they're not training, man. They're making risotto in the damn kitchen.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Learn, read the room.
Anyway, blaming the weather.
To be fair, D, I did say on Saturday the weather was a good leveller.
Yeah,
and it'd probably favour Brentford more than it does us because of the style of play.
Why?
Simply because they play with 4 up top nearly all the time. We don't. We play with 3 up top, and they're so wide apart from the Liverpool game where they was so fluid, and Isak was going box to box, width to width. Again, we went back to the old ways of being so wide. There was a total disattachment. So every time the ball went forward, especially in the second half, it comes straight back at us.
My point is, read the room. It might have had all to do with the game. Maybe the reason why we lost. But you just don't say that, because what? If you win, you say, yeah, the weather was a little tough, but we got the results, so we got it. But you can't say when you lose like that, man, because people are going to annihilate you. And so it is what it is. But anyways, we had a great show. It's been lovely. Tomorrow we're back with discussing leadership. We're going to bring Jefferson. D-Man. Jefferson's coming.
Jefferson. Yeah,
so Jefferson's coming for that one. And we got for Undisputed. Me and the Mighty Win and Jefferson will be on there. So cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for your support. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel Don't forget to subscribe to 90s Mag on YouTube. That's D-Man podcast, as well as Specs, Jordy Dread TV. We're all doing, covering Newcastle United, giving our opinion. And it's, good group of collaborators that come together and speak the tune. So thank you to all of you. And don't forget, subscribe to those channels. Very important. Keep and grow the community. Newcastle community is very small, and not a lot of people like each other. So come on, man. Just grow the community. Grow the community. And Tiger, you're always welcome, brother. Look at that. Bottom is all London, man. I like that.
Yeah.
London Max taking over the building. That's pretty good. We'll see you guys on the next one. You take care. Thank you, D-Man. Thank you, Specs. Thank you, Tiger. Thank you, Mighty Win. Thank you, Gary. We'll
Thank
see
you
all
for having
next
me on,
week.
guys.
We'll see
No
you.
problem.
Howe the lads.
Howe the
And
lads.
Howe the
Eddie
lads.
in.
There
For
we
now.
go. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.